looking good in the weather. There's a little marker buoy over there that we're just getting ready to go on. Plenty of people out there fishing and that. Yeah, it should be good today. We're back out on the wreck of the SS Rio Parana. We've done a video on this before, but the visibility on that particular dive was rubbish, so we only stayed around the stern area. So we always said we're going to come back and have another go at it. Jamie managed to forget his GoPro camera, so he's using my old Hero 3, really old camera, but it's got no filter on it, it's got no lights, so hence it all looks a bit green. But the water on the day, it was absolutely stunning down there. Just coming down onto the stern. I think it was about 42 metres to the seabed at the stern. And the shot was unfortunately just missed. I was just trying to pull it up, but it was obviously snagged on something. Getting tangled up in my camera, and then Jamie was giving it a tug as well and realised it wasn't going to come out. Yeah, stuck well tight, hooked on something, so he decided to go down and get it. There's all the debris there that's fallen off the stern of the ship as it's been falling apart, collapsing. That's me, I've just fired the camera up and videoed him dropping down here to do it. Yeah, he's got the shot disconnected from the shot line, so send the shot up on the bag, and now he's just got the line with the waster on it, and he's just going to swim around now to where the prop is, prop and the rudder. There's not many wrecks, I can't actually think of any wrecks that we dive that still got a rudder on them. That's a prop there just coming into view. This was me, I was just coming down just to keep an eye on him, see where he was. Make sure he doesn't stay down there. That's the top of the rudder post. That post that's going up there through the stern of the ship is what he's going to tie the waster onto in a moment. There he is down the bottom there, he's just sorted the shot out I think, and he's going to swim around to where that prop was. Well, he's just swimming across now to the steering quadrant where he's going to tie the shot on. Tie it on with the waster. That's what goes down to the rudder. That's part of the steering. These GoPro cameras they're good for what we're doing. They're nothing too technical, but I do struggle with the different levels of light because they're encased in these underwater housings. You can't change any of the settings on there, so we just leave them on auto. So as we're swimming around, sort of looking up and down, it's a bit darker when you're looking down, and obviously it's light when you're looking up into the sunlight. It messes around with the camera a little bit, so you do get this green effect. It keeps coming from sort of reasonably good visibility like that, and then as you look across, it'll change and it starts going a bit green like that, exactly like that. But as it sorts itself out and gets the different light levels, it sort of focuses itself a bit better. I'm sure there's ways around it, but I can't be bothered to read the instructions, so it is what it is. But that's looking back at all the stern and the deck where it's all starting to collapse, all the debris. That's looking across at the port side, starting to head forward. Across all the holds, the deck's obviously all collapsed in on itself. And that's a spare prop. That's me doing a bit of directing. He was swimming off past it. I was trying to get him to get into shot to get a sense of scale of the thing. You can see all the deck beams that would have been there that would have crossed the wreck. They're all sort of collapsed down. There's a winch that was just in view. Still swimming across the port side there. You can really see well where the deck's collapsed down. There's a couple of bollards there just in front of Jamie. You can see where it's all sort of on the slant, where it's all falling in. Another nice feature on this wreck is what we think is the manual bilge pump. Which will be demonstrated here by my assistant. And if you find that pump, then you'll know you're not too far away from the three-cylinder engine, which is right there. Okay, you can see those sort of transverse deck beams that are all falling down. I've come around the front of the engines now, looking back again at that pump. I'm guessing they're cooling pumps, saltwater cooling, with the different size pistons. I think that's a hatch combing. That would have been sat up on deck, obviously fallen down, so you'd walk across the deck, stepped over that cowling, and then you could get down inside the ship. So a cowling or a combing? I can't remember. Yeah, while I was down on the other side looking back at that pump, Jamie had gone off to the, well, he'd just gone forward of the engines, and he was hunting for the boilers that he's never seen. And he said, well, he thinks he's found them. They're all buried, you can't quite see them very well, but they're tucked in there. Carry on forward. Gets pretty smashed up from now on. He's pretty smashed up all over really, but he sort of, you lose the sort of structure of the ship. It's all flattened down and a bit beat up. Probably, I don't know, some mine or torpedo in it at the bottom as well, so a bit crumpled up. I think we'll see that in a moment when you looking at the port side, and it just comes to an end. We're just having a conversation about, are we going to carry on all the way down to the bows, or are we going to go back down to the stern again, bearing in mind that you had to go all the way down to get the shot, and it does actually get deeper down towards the bow, but we decided we're going to carry on. Yeah, there's that port side where it's all completely disappeared now. It's all sort of falling in on itself. So it's the end of the hull. It's all laying down flat. And I think that's the starboard side. It's all collapsed in. I've completely lost him now, I don't know where he is, looking all around for him. Ah, there he is. Right up by the bows now. That's a load of chain that's spilled out, coming out of the chain lockers and will come out onto the seabed. So where there's a load of anchor chain, there's got to be an anchor. Just go forward a little bit. That's not particularly easy to make out, but that's in amongst all that rubbish there is an anchor. And I think it's laying in like the hawser pipe still. And it's a forward winch that's fallen forward, tumbled over forward, and you're looking at the underside of it. Yeah, so I've done the entire length of the ship. Time to go, unfortunately. Could have stayed there a lot longer. I'm just telling Jamie I've racked up 15 minutes of deco, and he's telling me he's racked up 30 minutes of deco, but then what have you got less than me when you went down further? Obviously I was spent my time a bit lower than what he was, obviously, as we were swimming through the wreck. So once you've got a 15 minute deco stop to do, there's not a lot to do other than take selfies and take pictures of each other and take pictures of bubbles. This is all the bubbles coming up with the other divers that were on the wreck there. There's the charter boat LW from Dive 125 was on site. They come up just a little bit after us. Grumpy looking lot, so we gave them a big yar on the way back past. Cheer them all up a little bit. Yeah, so it's the end of the dive, just coming up to the surface now. Hope the boat's still there. which it is, which is always a good sign. So we get back on board and the other two can get in. Yeah, they had a good dive, Jim and Simon. We can't start on the deco beers until they get back on board, really. So we lowered one down and try to tempt them up a bit quicker. Jim really went for it, he loves it. Have a bit of fight over it down there, I think. Then did a bit of fishing for some red stripe, get some nice fresh ones. Straight out the sea. What's it like?
It's good.
Oh, you won't get fresher than that.
No way.
Oh.
Jobs are good. Not sponsored by Red Stripe.
Yeah, still.
Come on boys, get sponsoring.
Yeah. Oh, is that one of ours?
I don't think so.